Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life, and in this video we're going to be talking about the confident mindset that makes your ex like you more. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now, there is a lot of talk about different sorts of mindsets to have. There's lots of people saying that, you need to be hard to get. You need to pretend like, you're not that interested in them. You need to, be the alpha male. You need to be the prize. You need to pull back and all that sort of stuff. We can talk about that. So there are different games that you can play when it comes to relationships or really anything in life. I was having a conversation with a client the other day when he brought up I was reading Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power and talks about, some stuff. I said okay, this is a choice that you can make. Is this whole relationship thing about power? If it is, that's okay if you want to play that game. If you want to play the power game, learn everything you can about power, do what you can do to amass power and all of that. But you'll also get the consequences of making this a power game. That is to say, you may constantly be wondering, do I have the power in this situation? Do they seem to have more power? Is this a fight about power? Are we having fights about power now? Do I feel insecure because I don't know if I have enough power? Did that thing that I just said make me seem powerful? Did it make me seem weak? And all of that. And you may just end up feeling really insecure because of that. And again, that is okay as long as you are consciously choosing this game. However, in my experience and from the experiences of my clients, playing the power game is not necessarily the best setup for you to have a great relationship. If you want the consequence of whatever game you play to be, hey, I'm going to have a great relationship, then you may not want to play the power game. What you want to play, in my opinion, is the emotional connection game, which is why in the past we've said many times that the emotional connection you have between your ex and you is the most important thing that you possibly could be focusing on. More so than power, more so than rebound relationships, more so than how often you're texting each other, more so than who's initiating first, more so than reverse psychology and mind games, more so than anything else. And if you want the consequence to be a great relationship where you can just relax into your partner's arms at the end of the day, knowing that they love you for who you are and not because of some mind game that you did or something like that, and that they genuinely want to be with you, then I would suggest that you play the emotional connection game rather than the power game or rather some other sort of game out there. And so when it comes to emotional connection, there is a confident mindset that you can have that's going to set you up for success. And no, it is not, I need to keep the upper hand. I need to pretend like I care the least or something like that. This confident mindset is really a combination of a few things here. Number one, you want to stay rooted in your own values. Okay, now we all have our different values in life. Some people value safety, some people value adventure, some people value comfort, some people value adrenaline, some people value all sorts of different things. My point here isn't to say one is right or one is wrong. My point is to say that one is probably more authentically you than the other, and to find whatever your particular values are and to live into those, okay? When you do this, you're going to be in a place where you're much more inclined to say and do whatever the right thing might be for you in that moment. As you interact with your ex or as you interact with anyone else, there are going to be potential opportunities for you to either collapse or posture. So, for example, maybe your ex says, "Oh, are you just doing this to seduce me?" Okay, now you have the opportunity to either collapse or posture. You have the opportunity to say, no, I'm not doing this to seduce you at all. This is what's going on. I just wanted to connect with you, wanted to have this nice evening or whatever, right? That's kind of like you kind of surrendering to them. The opposite of that is to, play the power game and yeah, I'm trying to seduce you, or no, I got 100 other people that I'm talking to right now. We're just moving on or something like that. But what we really want to recognize is that this choice between collapse and posture is really just a choice of how to manage anxiety, which is oh my goodness, I don't know what they want right now. What did they want? What are we supposed to do right now? And if you're able to stay grounded in your own values, you're not going to give it up for either collapse or posture. You're going to stay rooted in who you are. And from there, we're going to naturally start to take on what we would call a curious mindset, which, by the way, we did talk about in yesterday's video. But if you can remain genuinely curious, naturally, some things are going to start to come up for you, like just asking them, hey, what is it you really want to know right now? Where is this coming from? Are you feeling insecure about something right now? It seems like you're feeling uncomfortable with what's happening right now. Is that what's going on? Or is this something that you would enjoy too? And basically, when you have this curious stance, this curious mindset, you can just genuinely call out what seems to be happening, just target it directly rather than trying to squirm around it, either in a posturing sense or a collapsing sense. And you can just turn it around and give it back to them and say, like, what's coming up for you? Like, where's this coming from? What is it you really want to know? Things like that. And this gives them the chance to come forward and to actually say, oh, well, I was just wondering this, or actually I do feel uncomfortable about that, or hey, I was just trying to play the power game and I wanted to, test you to see how you'd respond or something. I mean, I don't think anyone would be that direct about it, but yeah, you never know. This genuinely curious stance is what is going to really make your ex like you more, because number one, you're going to stay rooted in your own values, and that is a very attractive thing for a lot of reasons that we've talked about in many of our recent videos. But you want to stay grounded in your own values, live into those values, do your best to embody those values, and take your life in a direction that does, express those values. And as you do this, you're going to be less likely to be shaken for sure, as well as many other positive things. Secondly, you also want to be genuinely curious about where things are coming up for them. Because again, like we talked about before, there's an unknown quality in front of you. There's an unknown variable. You don't necessarily know why your ex is asking you this question. You don't know what their intention is. You don't know if they're testing you. You don't know if they're just genuinely concerned about something. You don't know if they're feeling insecure. And so if you just genuinely ask them the question, rooted in your own value, you actually give them the opportunity to come forward and share what's going on. And that actually can allow the two of you to create what we would say close the gaps of misunderstanding between the two of you so that you actually can have a better, more smoother connection with one another. Okay? If this has been helpful for you, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up button for this video. And if you want to learn how to actually stay more grounded and rooted in your values, please make sure that you check out our course called the X Solution Program. You can find information on that over at modernlove.life/ESP. That's modernlove.life, not .com, but .life/ESP as an X Solution Program. Anyway, thank you so much. Please take care, and I will talk to you in the next video.